LeBron became the first player to ever have 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists in a playoff game last night. He also gave the Lakers a 6-point lead with a 3 in the fourth, but failed to connect on another 3 to bring the game within 2 points with just 30 seconds remaining. And get this, it was just the second time in his career that LeBron lost Game 1 in the first round of the playoffs. That really stood out to me. Shannon, give LeBron a letter grade, please.
I'm going to give him a C-, Skip.
Really?
Yeah. It just goes to show you the level of greatness. When a man can do something that's never been done in the history of the playoffs, and the best he can get from me, one of his staunchest supporters.
I would say the staunchest.
One of.
Yeah.
is a C- because the bar, as you said, the bar is 8 feet. And only one person has ever cleared that bar. So for me, Skip, look, he lost. So I can't, we start with that, he lost. Then the 2 missed free throws. Can't happen. It can't happen. We needed those.
Yep.
Especially after AD had just marched to the line and missed both of his.
Yeah.
You could ill afford to give up just 4 points. That's 4 easy free points right there that you left by the wayside. He drove the ball 16 times, which is more than he normally does. But when you got 2 7-footers rated on your, Skip, it's kind of hard to get all the way to the rim. So he trusted his shooters. But I think the thing is, LeBron's going to have to trust a little less. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. You're giving them an opportunity. But here's the thing. Nobody's going to care that KCP went over. No one's going to care about Danny Green. Nobody's going to care about Caruso.
Yep.
This is all about you and Anthony Davis.
Yep.
The Lakers team is tied to you and AD. And you and AD need to make sure you bring this thing home. Skip, I thought he worked hard on defense. He drew a charge on Whiteside.
He did.
He tied up CJ, got a jump ball out of it, and ended up getting a layup out of it.
It was a good play.
Yeah, it was. Skip, LeBron is going to have to be more of a scorer and maybe less of a facilitator because although those assists were nice, they missed entirely too many shots. So take it upon yourself, say, you know what? I'm going to draw these fouls. I'm going to get their big butts in foul trouble. I'm going to march to the free throw line. And on Thursday night, I'm going to go 13 or 15 from the foul line. Anthony Davis is going to go 14 or 14 from the foul line. Yep. I'm going to have a 30-point triple-dub. AD's going to give me 30, and we're going to win this game. And we're going to say, okay, now we're going to play basketball.
Wow. So what's the old line, the cliche? I can criticize my wife, but you'd better not, right?
Right.
So you are criticizing your quote-unquote wife, LeBron, but I'd better not. Because if I leveled that kind of criticism at your man, you would be steamed at me.
Yeah.
But you are steamed at your Lakers, and it's now trickled all the way down to Shannon's LeBron, right? So I have never heard you with, heap such doom and gloom on LeBron James' head.
I'm objective.
Well, this is the first day in the history of our program that you have been objective. It seriously is. I'm in awe of this. You gave him a C-?
C-.
I wrote down, let me get my list, C. I wrote down C because this stat line has never been accomplished in the history of the playoffs. Think about that. Nobody has ever put up these kind of numbers. I know the points are fairly low, 23. It's a good number. It's the Michael Jordan number that he stole, but it's a good number. He stole it. So it's 23 points, but it's 17 rebounds and 16 assists, yet Shannon was objective enough to look through those numbers, past them and underneath them, to wait a second. Those are really misleading.
Yes. Because
they did lose, and he did go 1 for 5 from the three-point line, and he did go 4 out of 7 from the free throw line. Not good enough, not good enough. He also had 4 turnovers, not the worst he's ever had.
but they only had 9 as a team, Skip, so they took care of the ball.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
He got carried away with his assists. He gets a little whipped creamy where he's just trying, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And sometimes, like Markieff Morris just wasn't ready. I didn't know you were even going to try that. It was still a pretty good pass. It just goes right out of bounds. Okay, so the point is, I'm going to go back to end of game. You can't, after Anthony Davis has let you down by missing 2 free throws, you can't march to the line and clank them both, both free throws, because your team needs you at least to make one of them to feel better about itself. And I thought that was the psychological death blow for the Lakers. I thought it was just impossible to overcome that because it looked like your two superstars marched to the line, had chances to tie the game, and both of them goose-egged from the free throw line.
They did.
And then down the stretch, after that, LeBron misses a layup, and to your point, he was driving it enough.
Right.
Having some problems. Again, he's at the end of his 17th year. Is he as explosive as he was when he was 22?
No, he ain't going to just be able to elevate over everybody all the time.
He can't do that. He's still extremely explosive and athletic for 35. Extremely. It's extraordinary, but he's not a kid anymore. And yet he attacks with the right fury, but then he starts to launch. Listen, Hassan Whiteside, he'll lead the league in blocks.
Yeah, he had he had 5 last night.
He had 5.
So
and it changed the game and saved the game.
It did because he looked like Danny Green or Kuzma was about to have a layup, and then he comes out of nowhere and blocks that one. He blocks 2 of LeBron James shots. He blocks one of AD's. So he blocks a dunk on Dwight Howard. So yes, and plus the 23-point Skip. It took him 20 shots.
Took him 20 shots, but he got 16 assists. And they shot 5 of 32 from 3. Help me out with the math.
They shoot 30%. He got 22, 23 assists.
Maybe
25.
More.
Yeah.
Maybe 25 assists. Well, would that not be? We would have done the whole show about LeBron.
Well, they'd have won the game.
Yeah.
But the thing was, Skip, they couldn't make threes early, and so they made a few. And when Danny Green finally hit one, I just collapsed. I just collapsed on the floor. I was like, huh. And then
one thing about Danny Green, he will not stop taking them. He is fearless and no conscience about shooting them. But when he gets cold, he gets ice cold.
Well, sometimes I wanted to have a conscience. Sometimes I want you to stop doing things and like you know what, I shouldn't be doing.
But you know what they say: shooters shoot. And you just have to keep shooting, and he will keep shooting. And trust me, it will turn around when you least expect it, and he'll make 5 in a row. And you'll say, "Where was that?"
Is that going to be Thursday? He going to make 5 in a row Thursday?
I got a feeling they need to start hot. Somebody else needs to make one first. Maybe LeBron needs to go down and logo LeBron one.
Yeah, that'd be
and
nice.
Then here they go.
Well, he tried to do a logo of LeBron and barely drew iron on it.
No, they were all having a hard time. But when he and AD go 1 for 10 from 3, you're probably going to lose the game. Obviously, he needs more help from his co-star, but I'm not sure he's going to get a whole lot more help.
No, and AD got to be better than that. I mean, if you want to be thought of as one of these pantheon big men, if you want to be one of these historically great and you play for the Lakers, Skip, you got to deliver. You're not in New Orleans. You can't say, well, I don't have any help. You got LeBron James, and y'all should be enough.
Well, speaking of him, I think it's time to give AD a letter grade.
We're giving grades out all day. How much of the Lakers' loss does fall on Anthony Davis? He said he wanted the pressure, but now he's got to step up. We go there next.